some time. People have been talking about IoT, but the way Intel looks at it, it's no more a hype, it's no more a project kind of stuff. It's pretty much real, it's how it's there, right? Intel bets very big on IoT as one of the biggest growth opportunity. We look at it as the third wave of computing, which is changing the entire landscape in the industry. Be it consumer, industrial, enterprise, government, everyone is being touched by IoT in some other way. When we're talking about IoT, we are looking at end-to-end connected solutions which are secure in the connectivity aspect, because everything that we are doing in IoT is related with data. In a very layman term, you are basically extracting the data or collecting data from things, storing the data in a particular place, analyzing it, and making a meaningful decision to make things easier, better living, better industrial output, more efficient based on the use case that we are looking at. Anything that you deal with data, which is individual data or industrial data, I think today everyone knows data is a gold mine, right? So security is one of the biggest aspect that we have to look at it when we are looking at any industrial IoT solution. We believe there are three pillars on which the IoT really stands. Connectivity part of it, manageability part of it, and the security. Now, let me give you a little rundown in why we think those three are important. Connectivity, when you're looking at IoT in a very broad term, it's about connecting things which are not connected in a very simple way. While you also want those connected things or the new thing which you are connecting to talk with the existing things also. So it has to be interoperable, it has to be seamless connectivity, it has to talk to each other in a very simplistic manner. There can't be any proprietary kind of stuff, right? So connectivity is very important, because that's how you're going to extract data from things. Manageability, as you are connecting millions and millions of devices, it's important how you manage them in a manner that you have been able to extract the data in the right format to analyze it properly. At the same time, the interoperability part which I mentioned about, 90% of the things which will get connected today are in a traditional form, which are not up to date with the existing technologies, right? So you got to really look at how do you connect those things which are basic in nature, which are traditional technology uses, but still make them interoperable with the new devices coming into the system. Just to give you a small example, if you're talking about, say, automotive as an industry or automotive as a vertical where you want to deploy IoT, you can deploy fleet management, latest up-to-date stuff into your buses, which will take your navigation, tracking, infotainment, surveillance, everything. But that same fleet management, for it to work in a seamless ecosystem, has to talk to your traditional traffic signal, which is existing for many years. It has to talk to various different vehicles which are there on the road, so that the ecosystem talks to each other, and you really can't change this infrastructure overnight, right? So you need to have that connectivity aspect and interoperability between multiple different ecosystems. And that's where in one way we call IoT is more like system of systems. It's not one system, it's multiple systems stacked together, talking to each other seamlessly and driving data out of it. The third aspect is the security part of it. As I mentioned, data is a gold mine. You really need to make it secure. Any IoT system or any connected solution which is not secure, I think it's a big challenge, right? Because you really can't afford to have things which are connected and somebody taking a control of it from an external environment. There are multiple cases where people have hacked the system, right from, there's a big retailer in the US where the system was, the point of sale terminal was hacked, and for all of you know, the whole hacking was done through a HVAC unit. So you have a big retail unit which has connected everything, including the HVAC unit. A malware enters from a HVAC unit, hacks the credit card data and all customer-centric data from a point of sale terminal. So you're compromising a huge amount of personal data for a small amount of stuff that your HVAC unit, which is no way connected to your retail stuff in a practical environment, is being hacked, right? So when we're talking about security, we're talking about, it's not only the hardware security, but the application security, as well as the system level security, the operation level security. right? So it has to have an end-to-end security perspective. We believe in general IoT will open up a big opportunity for everybody. From a consumer perspective, you will be benefited with loads of stuff which will get smart connected in the overall world that you live in, right? Think of it from a connected healthcare. You're talking about remote healthcare kind of stuff where somebody sitting in a rural area with a mobile app, he's getting the prescription or a doctor advice who's sitting somewhere in the city because the doctor is connected through the cloud environment to his mobile app, right? They are getting a world-class services. They are actually getting the up-to-date healthcare services, even though they are in a remote place, right? So in some way, this whole smart and connected world is going to make that individual life much richer, much healthier, much secure and safe. From an industrial perspective, as we are talking about industrial automation or driving the e-governance through connected devices, connected services and all that stuff, I think in general it's going to make the overall system very efficient, right? Which at the end of it benefits the consumer who's beneficiary out of it. So on one side you make sure the operations are run seamlessly so that you are avoiding the malpractices happening in between, the pilferages or those kind of stuff which are in a manual system are hard to avoid beyond a certain limit. When you make it things which are connected and secure, you are pretty much removing the human interface from it, which makes it much more safer, reliable, trustworthy. Now, from a people perspective, if you look at people who are developing those applications or the system integrators who are deploying these solutions, there is a thought process does it really impact the jobs of the people? Is IoT going to really create the job crunch because everything is automated? The way I look at it, I don't think it's really going to work that way. What would really matter is probably the expectation from them, the skill sets which they will possess, what they will deliver, the output of it will change. You still probably need those people to do a lot more than what they are doing today, because you're talking about millions and billions of devices getting connected. You're talking about creating applications which are specific to verticals and really driving different use cases to make use of that, which is among its tasks. You need various different ISVs, application developers to really understand that needs of the consumer, needs of the industry, to relate those problem statement and develop an application which solves that problem statement. You need system integrators who will take these different aspects of solution, stitch it together and deploy and drive revenue generating business models, right? So from that perspective, I think it's a huge opportunity. From a hardware vendor perspective, ODMs and all the stuff, I think it opens a completely different opportunity. When you're talking about IoT, there are the existing devices which needs to be connected. Obviously, it requires for a traditional device to get connected, you require all kinds of different protocols with a compute power inside, a connectivity portion which will pull the data, send it back to the cloud. It's going to require so many gateways. So we call it in a technical term, it's a gateway which sits on a device, and a non-connected device becomes a connected device, right? So it's an add-on module which makes a traditional non-connected device to start fetching data and send it back to the cloud. You kind of analyze the data, send it back and make a decision. Just to give you a smaller example, the automotive example which I mentioned about, when you're talking about a fleet management, why not talk about an integrated transport system? And when you're talking about integrated transport system, what I'm really meaning about is, can your public transport buses talk seamlessly with the traffic signals? Can they talk seamlessly with the nearby public places, including schools, government offices, railway platforms and all? And just to give you a small example, say for example, there is a incident happening in a particular location. Today what happens is the huge amount of traffic really piles up and cops are running around here, there to drive the stuff. If it's a connected system which is seamlessly interoperable, if there is accident happening, if there is a particular incident happening, can that particular bus or a traffic signal send out a message to the nearby public places, nearby signals to divert the traffic automatically, so that you save the time, you make it much more efficient, and it really benefits everybody, right? Can it send a signal to the nearby fire station or ambulance if there is an emergency that needs to be taken care of, instead of somebody manually intervening, right? This is all possible by having the connected stuff. Can your traffic signals which are connected change into green when the ambulance gets in automatically, right? Based on the traffic scenario, we do it today. but those different systems doesn't talk to each other. So you can manage only traffic signal to do it, you can only make a fleet management to work towards it. But if you create this system of system, and that's what when I'm talking about integrated transport system we are talking about. It's not fleet management, it's not smart parking, it's not smart traffic lighting, but it's all talking together, right? And this is going to require a humongous amount of effort, right? From your SI involvement to deploy the systems, from the hardware vendors who will make systems work seamlessly with other stuff, from the OS vendor who will give the operating OS there, from the application developers who will develop those apps, so that it's not about do I really need to wait for everything to work seamlessly, but you really make it handy for consumers as well as the enterprises who are driving it to take it on. Right? So from that, I think there are multiple such examples. When the other extreme example is in the rural case, which is very relative to India. When you're talking about agricultural stuff, India has a huge agricultural production and there is a lot of population which lives on it. Right? Can we have the agricultural equipments which are connected so that the farmers who are using them are equipped with the benefits? Can it tell, like when you take a tractor in the land for plowing, can the tractor tell you based on the humidity in the soil, based on the condition of the soil, what you need to do, which really grain is the right thing to do it here? Can it also get connected to the backend system which will tell you here is the latest maybe fertilizer which is available, which will improve your output. These are the diseases which are existing here and these are the precautionary measures which you should take. And by the way, when you get to the next level, here are the rates which are happening in the wholesale mandi, and this is what it gives you. So the farmer also knows what he's heading into, what is going, right? And it's all practical, it's absolutely doable. Today we are talking about sending SMS and starting the irrigation there. But this is kind of, can we make all those things work together, right? And the India has big advantage, the software ecosystem that we have. This all can be done in the local language, so you really don't need an English speaking population for that, right? Everything can be done in the local language so that a layman who's the real beneficiary of it take advantage of it. So in all, I think IoT is very much here. It's no more a dream. It's pretty much there. It's evolving. There are different business models which we believe will evolve with it. And as the whole system gets smart, connected and all, it's definitely going to change the way we live, the way industries operate. It's going to be only for better. It's going to make it much more efficient and much more healthier and secure to live.